Hey, 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 how is everyone doing? I'm super excited for this week and to bring you this really brand new 5-day From Fed Up to Fired Up series. I didn't want to do like a masterclass or a challenge. I really wanted to just have a conversation because when I was really putting this together, it was really because of you guys. This is a free live series, really for female entrepreneurs, but applicable to any entrepreneurs. Any entrepreneur. In probably their first 1 to 3 years of business, I would say, even 1 to 5. But it's for you that are feeling fed up. Like, you're just, I don't know, you've just been having this crazy year that's like you can't seem to quite get a hold of. And I don't know about you, but I'm in the south of Spain and we just went into another lockdown. I know in the UK there's a lockdown. I know in Canada and the States, all around the world. So, if you're joining me, I would love to hear where you're joining me from. Say hello. If you're catching the replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I can come and say hello after. But the whole point of these next 5 days is just so you don't have to feel this way anymore. Just so you can get fired up for, the rest of 2020 into 2021. We've got some good news around, the C word, COVID, right? But I know it's been a heck of a year. And I know some of you are feeling like, enough with the BS already. Excuse my French, but yeah, it's kind of this feeling. And like I said, I didn't make this a masterclass or a challenge because I think we're all kind of not over those, because I do masterclasses, I've done challenges, and I love hosting them. But I think we're all like challenged out at this point. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's just, what I'm hearing from my direct circle. But we're all friends here, so I really want to encourage just having this conversation right now. Like, tell me what is holding you back. What are you feeling fed up from? Because I really want to address that this week. So, some of the things that I hear are, well, I'm sick of people, not doing what they say they're going to do. Or, I'm fed up at, seeing so many different strategies. Some people say post every day. Some people say don't post every day. Some people say have a Facebook group. Some people don't say have a Facebook group. Some people say, hey, Sakshi, darling. Some people say, should I be on all the platforms? Should I just focus on one? And then you get like friend requests and you're like, what do I do with those? And it's just this like whirlwind of, well, what should I really be focusing on? Like what's the truth almost? I think I could even go that far, like, because everyone's got something to say about anything. And, it's like you start to saying, well, how come I'm not farther along? I've been working super hard, and how come I'm not where I want to be? And these are things that I'm actually hearing from you guys. So I really want to address it, because I put this quote up earlier, but it's, the harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. But I can tell you from working with entrepreneurs in their first 1 to 5 years, it can be a real struggle, because you're doing things new for the first time, you're learning things for the first time. And, as far as platforms go, we saw so many things change this year because we all went online. We got we got on Zoom. We don't have that human interaction. So I kind of wanted to just say what I'm hearing, like in terms of what you're experiencing. A big one is focus. You can't stay focused on one certain thing. You're trying all different things. You're creating, but you feel like you don't have anything that's routine, that's regular, or like you're trying to build all these different sales funnels, but nothing's really working. What else? Because I made a couple notes, and I've been really documenting this stuff all year round. It's why I created the Business Accelerator. It's why I've, partnered with Big in terms of women's empowerment, because, it takes a village. It really does take a village. And a lot of other things I see or I hear from you guys is, I'm seeing all these people on Instagram and Facebook, like living their best life ever. How come, like, when is it going to be my turn? And, I'm going to speak to that in a minute. But the other thing is, like, you're just fed up. So you're just, like, tired, you're unmotivated, and all this other stuff comes up. And, do you really have to show up everywhere? Like, do I have to do a live? Do I have to do a blog? Do I have to do... Like, all of these, like, really heavy words come into play. Like, do I have to? Do I need to? Like, where's the joy? Well, we lost the joy somewhere. So I want to kind of touch on, like, what's really going on here. Like, why are we really feeling this way? And I'm going to touch a lot around feelings this next 5 days because, we are a product of our feelings, of our environments, and it has been a tough year in terms of having to stay home, having to not be as social as we once were. For those of you that have been working at home even before COVID, which a lot of you entrepreneurs have been, it's you're like, oh, it hasn't really changed much, which is good. But then it's like you still what I'm hearing from you guys is that it's starting to feel way more competitive. It's starting to feel like you lost your voice somehow, like you need to pivot, but you're not sure how or what to do. So what's really going on here is you are feeling overwhelmed. You have gone over the stress. So stress goes from stress, overwhelm, burnout. Burnout is like the extreme. In a lot of cases, we feel like we're burnt out, but really we're in overwhelm stage. Because when we get to burnout stage, that's when we just like check out. I don't even want to do this anymore. And you feel tired, you feel just disengaged, disenchanted. I talked about this on a podcast the other day. But the other thing is, like, you're spending too much time comparing. You're spending too much time in scarcity mode, thinking there's not enough to go around. But there is. Like, just because there's so many more people online right now, it doesn't mean that there's any less opportunity for you, or that there's any less amount of people that need you, specifically you. Because we all have that unique brilliance that no one else, like so many people are teaching about Facebook marketing, for example. But there's only one you that can resonate with the people that need you the most and need what you have, because you were the only one who have your own experiences. No one else experiences the same things the exact same way that you do. And the other thing is you're spending way too much time comparing, and it's not a competition of who gets there first. You're in your own path. You have your own vision, your own destination, right? And you will get there in your own time. Sometimes it might take longer than others, but that's okay because you're not, like, it has nothing to do with anyone else. Like, you're on your own track, you're on your own path. And the other thing that might be happening is, I kind of mentioned it already, but you lost the fun. You lost the fun out of what you do. You know, people, the real reason I wanted to do this series is because people need your light. People need your light now more than ever. And I want you to shine bright, because when we shine brighter together. We're stronger together. And so I don't want you to feel discouraged. I don't want you to feel fed up. I want you to get, this whole week is about getting re-energized, okay? Like, you know, maybe you've lost your mojo along the way, and that could be for a number of reasons, because there's just been so much that's happened in this world today. And I would love for you to comment. I would love to hear, you know, what challenges have you been facing? Like, let's get open and honest together and have an honest conversation in the next 5 days. And I promise I will come back and read your comments if you're not able to catch us live. But you know, one thing that I know is really happening is you're spending too much time in the doing and not enough time in the being. And I spoke to this at a vision board workshop that I did on Friday, because I always talk about the be, do, have model, but you know, it's not about the doing. It is really about the being. And I'm going to actually give you a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a task at the end of this. You can do it, you can not do it. You can comment below, and I would love to hear from you and see what what comes out of it. But you know, I lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, so the be, do, have, spending too much time doing, not enough time being, right? So the other thing that's happening is, I'm willing to bet that your self-care has taken a real back seat here. Who's with me? Like, let me know if you're with me here, because this is what I'm hearing from you guys, and this is what I want to speak to help you help you get your mojo back, basically, help you get fired up again. So here's what I want you to do, and what I would challenge you to do is, you know, I want you to make a list of all the things that you're doing, and I want you to write down right beside it why you do them. Like, why do you do that thing that you do? Why do you do a Facebook Live? Why do you have a Facebook group? Why do you, you know, have oats for breakfast? You know, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't have to be business focused. You know, why do you exercise? Why do you read what you read? Why do you do what you do? That's what I would really love to know, and that's what I would love you to know, because Oprah said this. She says, you got to know why you're doing anything. You got to know why you're anywhere. And I was like, that is so powerful. Of course, you know, like anything Oprah says, like, yes. But, you know, I'm so curious, because when I remember learning this from Dean Graziosi in one of his masterminds. And it was one of the exercises. It's not the exact exercise, but it's just it's kind of stemming from that one. I kind of made it my own, and just it's really simple exercise. You know, write down what you do and put your why beside it, because you really, if you want to get out of, you know, stuck mode, if you want to get out of fed up mode, if you want to get out of, you know, victim mode, worker mode, whatever mode you are that's causing you to feel just like, then we got to start taking more ownership. We got to start taking more responsibility for our feelings, for our thoughts, for our behaviors. And we really need to stop placing the blame. We need to stop pointing the finger. We need to stop, victim mode. Why not me? Why don't I have that yet? Classic phrase. And you guys have heard me say this before, like as a recovering workaholic, it's like, oh, the work never ends, right? So, are you not setting boundaries? That's something that could come out of this. So I want to take you guys from fed up to fired up by the end of the week. It's not a challenge. It's not a masterclass. It's you showing up for you. And I want to help you get there because that's how I want to shine my light this week, this year, whatever you want to call it, like forevermore. Because I know what it feels like to feel just like, I was there 3 years ago, and even more before that. But 3 years ago, I was like, okay, enough's enough. And I'm seeing so many people fall into the same patterns and feel like this fatigue, this heaviness, this lack of it might be a lack of vision, it might be a lack of strategy, or it's just, succumbing to what's online, because we're always online right now, and I totally get it. So I'm going to leave you with that, but if you got value from this today, I would invite you to come and join my group, Life Strategies with Nat, for entrepreneurial women in their pursuit of greater wellness, wealth, and life fulfillment. And share this with someone who might need to hear this today. Maybe it's a fellow entrepreneur, maybe it's a good friend that's just feeling like a bit flat. But every day I'm going to show up for you guys here, and I'm going to give you little things to do and little just interact with you, and I want to hear from you too. Let me know what challenges you're facing so that we can come to the end of the week and feel just like rearing to go, fired up. Let's rock this. But I do want to thank you for taking the time. I'm not going to spend too much time because I know that your time is very precious too. So on that note, I love you and leave you, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.